met up with 19-year-old King on the Aylesbury estate.
Violence is like an everyday thing, so all we do is just try to survive in the society that we live in, you see what I'm saying? Like, the life expectancy for us here, it's really short, because like, we don't think ahead, like, into the future, because we feel we don't have one, you know what I'm saying? So all we're doing is just living day to day, trying to survive. There's killings every day, man. There's killings every day here, man.
And how are you killing each other?
It's like guns, knives, you know what I'm saying? Anything we can get. Like the other day, I saw a brother getting his head like kicked in, like, you see what I'm saying? Just because he stepped on someone's trainers, you see what I'm saying? Brother, that's my brother up there, yeah? He got stabbed here just for like the fact that they thought he was someone else, you see what I'm saying?
How old's your brother?
My brother, he's 2 years younger than me. He's 17. You get me? And like, he got stabbed because they thought like he was someone else. You see what I'm saying? They just stabbed him because they thought he was someone else.
So,
and no one reported that. No one reported that. You didn't hear that on the news.
A lot of people assume that most of the violence is connected to drug dealing, but it's worse than that. It's just a normal part of their lives.
People think that us youths, us young black children, that we want to go and stab people, and we don't want to do that. None of us would think that. We've been brought up, like our parents have been brought up, good, get me? Yeah. But then it comes to a point where you have to protect yourself. So you're going to have to go whatever means it is to protect yourself.
I've been in circumstances where like, I'm just walking down the street, just walking down the street, minding my own business, they ain't done nothing to anyone. And someone just moves it. Someone just draw a knife on me, you see what I'm saying? Like, what? You see what I'm saying?
For no reason.
No reason. And me personally, I've been through so much things. I've been rushed, I've been this, I've been that. I've been through so much, And I don't even know why these things have happened to me, do you get what I'm saying? I don't even know why, because I grew up in a way that I didn't need to trouble no one. Then all these things started happening to me, so I thought to myself, wait a minute, like, what's going on, like? Why is it happening to me? I might as well start going into that frame of mind and starting protecting myself, carrying what I need to carry and doing what I need to do, do you get what I'm saying? Good people are turning bad every day because this is what we're being forced to do.
All I can say is right now, everyone that's living in South London here, I just say most children, they're dragged into it. Like, it's not that individual's bad. None of us are bad. None of us are bad.
Although they feel trapped in a cycle of violence, King and his friends understand their situation far better than I expected.
We just want to escape this place, you see what I'm saying? Because we're thinking like, what's the sense of
where's
this?
it taking us?
Where we going? You see what I'm saying? We're just going around in circles, generation after generation. Go to school for a bit, get excluded, get shot, and dead. You see what I'm saying? So what's the point?
One of King's friends, Colin Igwe, street named Menda, was stabbed to death in Peckham by a gang of youths just 6 weeks ago. No one's been charged with his murder. Colin was 18 years old. He left behind a 9-month-old baby.
I'm suffering because of the death of my son. But deep down here, we're all mourning and crying every day. It's a son we all loved and cherished, right? I know it could happen to other people. I know it's been happening to other people as well. Youth of today, please stop killing one another. Stop killing one another. Blacks, stop killing your fellow brothers and sisters. When you talk of death, you feel pain. But when you lost your own flesh and blood, that's enough.
For King and his friends, Colin's death didn't seem to matter to the authorities.
Personally, I think he didn't get enough coverage because one, to them, he was a thug, a 19-year-old thug from the streets. But Damilola Taylor was a little boy. And they don't look at little boys as thugs.
But when I got stabbed, innit, I was just another gangster, innit? I deserved it,
got stabbed.
I deserved it.
What newspaper reported the situation?
I was just another gangster. And if I would have died for that, now I'm thinking to myself, like, what would have cared? Who would have cared?
We would have died for nothing.
You got
died for nothing. Another black death. That's all they see it. Another black boy off the streets.
The reality of life on the streets for King and his crew in Peckham is the philosophy of kill or be killed. And it's not just shootings to the problem. Every day there are scores of stabbings and robberies. Another of King's friends, whom I met on the Aylesbury estate, had been robbed by 2 youths at gunpoint just the night before.
So 2 of them grabbed me, and 2 of them grabbed my friend on the corner, and just right here actually. One of them put a knife by my neck, and next other boy put a gun on my other side, asking me what have I got in my pockets, everything. Next thing I know, the boy's gone straight to my pockets. And I just gave him the phone. I just gave him my new phone and everything, because I thought I don't want to lose my life over a little phone like that. They nearly cut my finger because they're trying to take my ring off. I was just thinking to my head, like, why do they do this? Like, for a phone, they're actually using guns now. Shut. When this happens to people, yeah, or I might carry a weapon, I'm gonna carry a gun, just for protection. And that's what really hurts, like, inside.
In a survey for Dispatches, we spoke to over 100 young men aged between 15 and 23, living in 4 inner city areas of London. The scale of the violence they described was horrific. 46% had been involved in a violent incident in the previous 12 months, either as victims or perpetrators. Just over half said they personally knew someone who carried a gun. 14% claimed they'd been shot at. With each high-profile shooting comes the promises of money and change. In the aftermath of the murder of Damilola Taylor in Peckham, the tower blocks where he lived were knocked down and replaced with low-rise housing. But for the youths who live on the nearby Aylesbury estate, the changes in the area are simply cosmetic. Has much changed since the death of Damilola?
Not around here, around in Peckham, yeah. They just got like a bit of library and a little centre that they dedicated to Damilola. But I mean, it's still the same atmosphere, but it's just that they got nicer buildings now, innit? Yeah.
Tony Blair come here saying that, I'm gonna give money, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. No one's ever heard of him again. The money, apparently the money he supposedly gave, where's the money? I don't see it. There ain't no refurbishments going on. Oh, we're still living in these run-down areas with graffitis all over the building. Tony Blair says, he's gonna give this much for crime, he's gonna do this, he's gonna stop this, he's gonna stop that. But he needs to stop and ask why crime is going on in the first place.
Why those things are going on?
Why people are on the street doing what they're doing.
In terms of responses to the problem of black-on-black violence, providing a new AstroTurf pitch might seem a low priority, but for King, such a small gesture could make a significant difference.
This is what I'm talking about, you know. This is the famous Burgess Park AstroTurf. Look at this. This is a joke thing, you see what I'm saying? This is our playground. This is all we've got. This is our AstroTurf.
Look at it. When was the last time we played here? About 7 years ago, isn't it? 7 years ago.
So yeah, man, this is our playground. It just shows, it just demonstrates that no one gives.
King had told me about Rose, the mother of one of his friends. She used to rent a large hall for them to gather in, fed them, and helped them sort out their problems. But because she can't afford to pay the rent anymore, they are now meeting in her home.
Hello, girls.
Hello, Rose, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
What is it that drives you and makes you the person that you are?
Love. I just love these youths. When you love them, you want to do everything for them. You see somebody's child on the street doing evil, you just want to go there and grab that child and say, come and be with me. Don't do this. Just love them. When you have that natural love for the youth, you will go extra mile, you know. I spend my own personal money, you know, to gather this youth, to get food for them. It is love, you know.
Is it fair to say that there is a parental crisis in the black community?
Yeah,
and in this
I gathered the
area?
information from the youths. They said some of their parents have neglected them. They are so poor. Their parents are not there for them. And, you know, these are some of the things that take them out on the street there, you know, to thief, to carry guns, to kill, to go to pubs, to sell drugs. But, you know, it's time for us to come back home and bring our children together. Come on, sit down, please.
Rose acts as a surrogate mother to many of these young men.
So do you think some of the parents push you kids to do what you don't want to do?
No, it's not that. It's just that they don't know. They don't live in the streets. That they don't see what happens to us, but they don't really know what's going on here.
This gang from Peckham in London, known as the Moneymakers, became a target for the police after stealing thousands of pounds worth of goods by rushing into stores in large numbers, a tactic known as steaming. 13 gang members were caught and sentenced to prison. Members of only one of the gangs in our survey admitted that their gang was involved in organised drug stealing, although many individual members did admit to sometimes selling drugs. The common denominator between all of the gangs was violence. All but one regularly got into fights.